Bukowski was always right. Bukowski sat next to Brodigan in Gino's bar. Said, "Hey, fucker, you know when the words go, you got nothing. No pussy unless you buy it. You might as well cash in your chips." Richard looked at the small pile of change beside the wet coaster, counted 45 cents, tried to scratch out a poem to trade for a beer. Nothing. "Now this is what I'm talking about," Bukowski said, rubbing the redhead's thigh up under her dress. Brodigan was already on the sidewalk, peacoat collar pulled up against the North Beach rain, mustache still damp from the last drops of beer. 45 cents clutched in his fist, like his last poem, wasn't enough for anything. A beer with Bukowski. Sat 2 stools down from Bukowski. Holding up a high life, he nodded in my direction, downed it, tapped the empty on the bar. "Another." I whispered, "Bartender, tell him I'm a poet." Bukowski emptied another one, tapped it twice, twisted out his cigarette and went to the John. I leaned in. What'd he say? Sounding like Cagney and polishing small circles on the worn bar, he said, "Who the hell ain't?" Bukowski drank here. "Everybody thinks they're a goddamn poet, so what do you write?" "Bits and pieces of my life," I said. "Haikus," he belched, swirling the wine in his glass. "Yeah, sometimes," I said. "Get off that shit. Real poets don't write that crap. Hell, Kerouac couldn't even pull it off." He gave the high sign to the bartender. "Set the kid up, too," he said. From the book jackets I'd seen, he looked like Bukowski. Same slick back hair, same pockmarked face. He toasted, clicking his glass to mine, downing it like a shot, then nodding to the bartender for another. We stared straight ahead at the rows of liquor bottles, repeating its ritual through the remainder of the Frolic Room's happy hour. "Fuck a haiku," he said, suddenly breaking his silence. "You know, every time some son of a bitch writes a poem about me, I end up in a bar. Hell, I didn't drink in bars. Too damned expensive. Tell 'em to leave me the fuck alone. I'm worn out bar hopping. Fucking poets." He spun around on his stool, stood up, cigarette hanging from his lip, adjusted himself, and walked out into the Hollywood night. The bartender walked over from the other side of the room, placed the tab beside my glass, and said, "Hey, bud, that'll be 83.50.